Thank you, Christy. First of all, I'd like to enjoy being in Jamena, as I was in Jamena in 2005. This is not the first time AMSET is organizing an activity in this beautiful country. It is with pleasure that I am with you. This is not mine. This is for. This being said, I'd like to thank Christine particularly for the work she has done in the field of development of expertise in this theme. Every time there is an activity in the set, she's always here to excite speakers, to excite expertise, and it did not fail this time. She asked me to oblige me to participate, and it's also time to ask experts in other countries to act. I see that there is little contribution of experts in member countries, many interventions in Chad in the program, but I also urge you to use your expertise and provide candidates as candidates so that we are numerous to share our experience, the experience of our countries in the community we constitute. The theme on which I would like to talk to you, time is gone, but a little bit of effort, 15 slides, is on green economy and natural environment. I think I will reach that. I was hesitant when I saw the seminar is on implication of green economy. I said that this is what we could not do, and now it's green job will be more complicated. How can we solve that? We were not able to encourage young people to go to agriculture, and now we want to do about green agriculture. Isn't that more complicated? But I said, okay, let's see, we'll see. And that's why I will talk to you about something else different from what we've heard. I want to talk about agriculture, environment of consumption. This will be discussed in the coming sessions. But I will talk to you. Go there. Come this way. Come up to this. Okay. In the middle. It's not green. He's not green. I will talk to you about the context in which this presentation was prepared, about the human dimension. I talk to you about the economical model in this field, and I will end with the implication of the SPE for strategic development. The context, I come from a country called Benin in the southern Sahara country. In the intervention of the president this morning, we saw that the situation was not the same, because in the Maghreb countries there is a rate of increase of 11%, but in the Sahara 7%. The countries are not the same. Morocco, Tunisia, and are countries that are ahead of us in the development, economic development, than the countries south of the Sahara. This is reality that should be taken into account. In the countries south of the Sahara, the joblessness rate is higher, and let us refuse its radicalization. We are in a country where people are illiterate. The rate is very high, and discolorization is more and more important. The cost of work is higher and higher, and the power of purchase is feeble, and the socio-economic situation is less developed. We say that we reach in the field of health, education, and social work, coverage, a comfortable of coverage in this country. The informal sector is dominant. I say all this because when we talk about green employment, it depends on how the lens we use to look at it. As we say, someone who is saturated cannot organize the same steps of dancing, even if it's the same music and same drum. That is big. This question can also be appreciated differently depending on where we are and the experience we had and the reality we know. There's green economy and green work dimension, human dimension and ethics in development of durable development. We'll see soon as a response to the world response of the development and social inclusion. The question is to know, is the sector, do we ask always, we take into account the durable development and social inclusion? Into the UN program of environment, green economy brings welfare of economy by reducing economically the environmental risk and lack of energy. But I realized that when talk about green employment, say environment, agriculture, energy, building, and I wonder if these dimensions will be taken into account. Durable development is at the crossroad of economy, environment, and also humanity. The human. We also forget that the human is part of environment. The human being is green. Human being is green. When we end of saving animals and climatic change, and there is no man left, what are we going to do? Thus, the human dimension is as man, as actor of development, as man, as subject and object of development. Man as natural capital needs to be preserved, and then linked to the functions of the businesses. Man also is at the heart of development. If we agree that human is an important actor of durable development, is he going to be taken into account in the framework of green work or go beyond? So that when we talk about green employment, we distinguish two categories facing green employment. Employment is created in the green economic sectors. We'll talk a lot this afternoon and tomorrow, agriculture, environment, and all that goes with this. But we also talk about green jobs that make green, push it into green in the process of making the economy greener. There are green in the green sector, but there are also a look on the process of the economy and the industry to see if they function in a way that preserves the environment or integrates the green dimension, the perspective of the environment to be considered in all sectors. We focus these two aspects of green employment. I'd like to go further to be interested into the jobs that make it more humane. If you consider man as humane, as green, we should interest in jobs that valorize the human being and repair him, because man has started, and it's not what he used to be. Man today is losing its value. If we want our children tomorrow preserve our environment tomorrow, you have to train them into the protection environment and work on the man of today so that tomorrow they will work properly and preserve the environment. We need humanizing jobs that expose man at least the least from the risks to the risks. There is education, or in my country we need 11,000 teachers for education, for primary education. This is to say that many students are without teachers. They don't go to school. School is there. They are at school, but there is no school. If we don't train them, if we don't educate them, are we working for the future? Education, the work of education should be also a green employment, and it should convince people so that the sector of education becomes green. So that in health, cardiovascular diseases destroy man. That is a green ethic. We do not eat well. All the jobs that are used to correct this problem in the man are green jobs to be encouraged. I met a vegetarian in a restaurant. The restaurant was green, and he said, "Oh yeah, green economy is us. Green employment is us. Welcome on board." And then we should not produce fish or meat for vegetarians. Don't eat meat. Animal breeding should not be considered as green employment. If you say develop fishing and develop animal breeding, because this green is not, he will say no, this is not green. This is for killing animals to eat them. It depends on the position, on the lens with which everyone sees the green employment. We should add the green employments, humanizing ones, because it's around man that will build other green employments. The second part of my reflection is on green economy and green employment as an economical model. When we say it's employment, our implication in green employment is not to us to say. You should not talk to us. It's just a vision. It is a vision. It is also dull to talk about green employment. We do not make the economy. It is not the SPE that creates economy. The creation, as someone said, of green employment is not automatic. It needs the setting up of a strong policy and coherence between economy and employment and the development of human resources for development. We cannot do that. The coherence of the economy is not ours. Green economy depends on that first. We should play our part. If there is not a strong economy and a favorable environment, the green economy cannot develop green employment. I said that green economy is a process of profound deep mutation of the economy, a way of economization or dispensation of process developed by actions. It goes to getting away of the use of increase to go to productivity. It is a condition to go to economy. we change paradigm. Well, the gain here is not financial at all, necessarily. The emergence of increasing economy will bring increasing economy. This is not the SPE. Strong policy and strong of the economical actors is necessary. There are 6 domains to be taken into account. If the governments, if local governments and national governments want to engage into this voice, to promote investment and expenses in domains that stimulate green economy. That's why states and local economies should engage into investment that produce a green economy. That conditions, provide the conditions for green economy, should examine environmental and humanitarian, should limit public expenses so that they reduce the means. There should be a framework that is in the training. I follow the preceding, and there is a challenge of reconversion toward training in the green sectors, and the public policies should accept to go to that and provide the means and create the conditions to develop and generate information on this and reinforce the governance, international governance. Finally, on the line of economic model, there is the necessity of strong economies to set up in terms of tax. It should be green tax as well, not just be the cost of work. What is the competitivity of the green employment compared to the gray employment? What is the competitivity if the cost of green work that valorizes man and environment is very expensive? We're using polluting machines. Look at what happened in the US about the gas and coal. When you can't consider the cost, it does not match the work. In order to have the cost of the work to be logical, to intervene at the beginning, because in our budgets, the place costs and takes a lot from the salary. The promotion of housing should be acceptable. There should be policy of transportation because workers insert a lot of energy, and also the social protection in Sahara, southern of the Sahara. We have not reached 10-15% of the social coverage. And there's also the idea of sickness and universal insurance. All these affect the cost of work, cost of employment. There is policy of flexi-security. I give examples. For example, the promotion of cooperatives of urban works. Someone whose name has talked about work to facilitate the manpower. In this vein, in urban works, there are green employments in terms of change of economical model and and opening up and cleaning of the gutters and big businesses. You can see that truck that is polluting with a lot of smoke. and millions were inserted in it, and it is reducing the use of man. While in our countries, men can clean instead of the machine. There are many. Some try to migrate because machine is there, and this is more costly, and there are no effect on the population. In Benin, people decided to give this work of cleaning to urban corporations in the cities. What did they gain? The use of tools that are not polluting, no machines with smoke, and they use manpower, local manpower, young people who can work, and the cost of the prestation is reduced, which helps the city to clean more roads, more streets, and there is a circular economy. Someone talked about that before, with effects, direct effects on the population, or part of the population, because those who clean gain money and reinvest in the city, and the money is recycled here. That's one about citizenship, because the citizens clean. When they see someone trashing a public space, they are first to call on the person to say, "No, I am the one who cleans. Please pick it up." And this, secondly, they know that the taxes people are paying, that is used by the city to renew the city, and they think that it's important for people to pay the taxes. It's with that they can clean. This is a good example of green employment for everybody in the city. It's less polluting. The second example I'd like to share with you is about the promotion of sub-service in commerces and big businesses. There is a picture here. There's not public markets are done by the big businesses that ensure everything in the chain of work. A big business was given the workshop of rice, of streets. Sorry, the same business makes the pavement, creates the tiles for, and then the tubes, and every material that is used in building the roads, the pavements, and they have already big economy based on this aspect of the work. In a different picture, we promote sub-service of aspects of this work to give to micro businesses. What does it mean? It means that instead of the corporates make the tiles and use it, give to the small businesses trained to do that, to create the pieces, so that some parts that are beneficial not only given to the same big multinational business, but also to small businesses that make the tiles and sell them to the bigger business to reduce the line, but allowing also the small businesses to earn something. This can be developed in many sectors. We know that the GSM lines do not produce and distribute. There are places where the sub-services are producing a lot, creating telecommunication but sub-services provide money and all others. This develops the sector. There are many sectors we can manage the same way, and sub-services are the possibility. For example, with the optimization of public expenses during the public collectivities of the state. There was preference for automatization of products. Before going to automation, I think we need to make analysis, comparative analysis of opportunities. We don't do this analysis before deciding to automatize. The most blatant example is people think that being modern is how it colors. Fire, how can I say? While traffic lights, while we can use men to regulate, having traffic lights to regulate, we have the policemen. There are many men available to do that, to regulate. While investing in traffic lights, 40,000 euros to buy, and then installing it, and every day there are solar panels, but you have to replace the light bulbs, and then if someone makes an error, it is overthrown and then has to be replaced. This pushes us to say that at certain intersections where the traffic is not beyond the capacity of man, we should recruit agents, green agents who at the same time municipal police or regulation or circulation of traffic. They can be at the same time policemen and regulate the traffic. If a truck breaks down at the intersection, the traffic lights cannot push, but the green agent at the intersection can come and do more than the traffic light. They can help the drivers to push it away from obstructing the street. We can go to green by using humans in the place of traffic lights and make local productions, bioproducts, local products. Look at what we are served in pastry. It's English, Danish, Sweden, and so on. There is nothing made in Tchad. Even the pastry, in the juice, the grape juice are not produced here. You can consume what we produce here, and this will develop our economy. What are the implications of employment services? Are they capable of influencing the public policies of the states and local collectivities to participate, to promote green economy? If we want to have green economy, we should be able to influence the economy. And how can we do that? Can't we advise the people, deciders? Do they consider our opinion? When we wanted to talk about the PND, they take only after involving them a lot for the economic model. The development, social development should do qualification of the company and initiatives in favor of the economy. It means that This will take us to reinforce our role as SPE, as an analysis laboratory, and information on the job market. Mr. Case talked about a study on the stratification of the needs. This is what we need, and the evolution and the role of assistance in the elaboration of economic and social plans. I'd like to make you read the article number 6 of the OIT. The role of the SP is to obtain and analyze, in collaboration with the authorities, all the information on the job market in the whole country, regions, and systematically give this information to the public authorities to use on the public employment. We do not influence the policies. Point E, the role is to act as far as is necessary in private businesses to elaborate social plans to influence favorably the situation of employment. Can we help the collectivities in the economical elaboration of accounts? Can we do it? Are we doing it today? This needs reflection. To end this last slide, this is a concrete case of Benin that is at work. We have a partnership with SP of Benin and territorial collectivities about employment, and there is an offer. Jobs should be linked to the development of the territory. We started, example of Grand Popo in south of Benin, coastline, and there are many hotels with agriculture in the production of vegetables, and there is tourists 45 kilometers of beach and fishing, artisanal, and potentiality of economy, tourism, with priority with migratory birds that come in the zone, and cultural tourism. In this partnership with this city, we support it in the implementation of the promotion of its local promotion of employment linked to its development plan, because it is engaged, it is involved into employment. Second, action should help assist in the elaboration of implementation of a project of promotion of green employment in order to take those who work in producing vegetable to produce green vegetables to add value to it with the agricultural compost. We want to develop this project of the promotion of green employment because there are potentialities in the zone, and we realize that these potentialities can help them to produce, to increase, to improve. And we set up a platform of promotion of employment in the city in order to help them. This is what we are doing now, and this is very important. How to accompany and create elaborate projects that will help them, will retain. As a conclusion, I'm not sure if I answered the question, but the link between employment, green, is natural. If we consider the zones of durable economy and green employment are common, natural, and human. And I think that the human is the first green. If we consider theories, man is the last natural element. We try to create everything and then leave man as in the last position. This is to mean that the policy should be coherent on the social development. But it can be a forced link between if green employment only takes into consideration the environmental aspects without having a perception of the economy, of green economy, that combines production and gain. As the slogan is here, we say green employment, a lot of employment. I would say this is lacking from the position. I think the quantity is very important. If we can enlarge the sector of green employment, we should also valorize the human being. Thank you.